Good evening.
What is the message?
U.S. versus the world.
We tell you, things are changing.
The video undermined every aspect of the officer's account.
Well, it's concerning because we don't know what his designs were.
Without further ado, I believe that Mike's going to be smoking some marijuana.
It's a country within a country.
Place all three together.
Russia, China, and Saudi Arabia.
We really want to work to achieve something
For our country.
City Council. It's going to be a little bit of a conundrum there.
There are communities that we have not touched.
Too high up. Can you hear me well? Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Press player 1 or player 2. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start.
The Hovind-Keystone Pipeline bill, shepherded through the Senate by Chairman Murkowski, is an important accomplishment for the country. We're hoping the President, upon reflection, will agree to sign on to a bill that his State Department says could create up to 42,000 jobs. His State Department says creates little or no impact on the environment.
Call cannot be taken at the moment, so please leave your message
Good
after
evening.
the tone.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. Tonight's heartwarming story. Children of Rothwell Middle School were taken to the Crayola factory, where they were, a speech impediment. I want to lick a lollipop.
Long Cheng's Facebook timeline. Born on February 7th, 1988. Hometown, Beijing, China. Long Cheng shared a link. August 13.
It's
August
cool.
14. Charlestown, Maryland.
School mascot. Feeling excited.
Feeling excited. Longchang added
Learning.
6 new photos.
Seeing.
September 18.
Celebrating.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Depressing. Eating. More feeling. On the road. Feeling.
Feeling
blessed.
September
My new
20.
hairstyle.
New York, New York.
Feeling.
Feeling fabulous. Alexia EM likes this. Longchang updated her cover photo. September 21. Longchang added 1 new photo.
Enjoy.
September 27.
So hot.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Sunshine.
Feeling relaxed. Longchang added 3 new photos.
Love Philly.
October 5. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Feeling blessed.
Today
Longchang,
is her 60th
October 9.
birthday.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
My mother's school, Beijing Dance Academy. Take my all love to her. Feeling
loved.
All of feelings.
Longchang added
were about
5 new
space.
photos. October
Love
11.
capsized.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Too much imagination into my mind. 12,
Longchang
10,
added 1
2014.
photo. October 14
Little
at
Berlin.
12:14 a.m.
Improvising.
Philadelphia,
making,
Pennsylvania.
Trusting what is. Photo by Asmina Trammell. Do you know how to pronounce that name? Beauty afternoon with sunshine.
Longchang
I know it is a
added
long journey.
3 new
No
photos.
matter how hard the road
October
is,
16
keep
at
practice
3:57
every day
p.m.
and enjoy.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
That is just what I can do.
Miyu Yuan was with Longchang October 16 at 4:26 p.m. Miyu Yuan was with Longchang October 16 at 4:26 p.m. Miyu Yuan was with Longchang October 16 at 4:26 p.m. Longchang October 16 at
That's my favorite
11:19
song.
p.m. Longchang added 2 new photos.
Crossing.
October
It's so
18
hard to
at
say goodbye
12:10
yesterday.
a.m. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Van Gogh.
Longchang
Claude
added 11
Oscar Monet.
new photos. October
Impressionism.
19 at
Surrealism.
11:57 a.m.
Dada.
New York, New York.
Abstract. Expressionism. Minimalism. I'm in here. MoMA. Arts World.
Longchang added 4
Fall for
new
Dance
photos.
Festival. It's wonderful.
October 19 at
I was so
9:12
honored to see a
p.m.
famous
Philadelphia,
performance.
Pennsylvania.
Also, it's my first time to enter New York City
Longchang
Center.
October 22 at 9:47
Morning song to my
a.m.
dear friends.
YouTube.
For my
Longchang
dear
added
friends'
5
homework.
new
We have a
photos.
strong friendship.
November
15
2
years.
at
Do you want me to say by the way?
3:59
By the way,
p.m.
what a crazy
Philadelphia,
weather.
Pennsylvania.
I'm still sick now. Feeling pained.
Pained. Alexia EM likes this. Longchang
Dancing
added
in a
2
corner.
new photos.
Enjoying the present
November
moment.
10 at
That's my favorite thing.
6:47 p.m.
Feeling blessed.
Feeling blessed. Alexia EM likes this. Longchang added 8 new photos.
Do
18 hours.
Successive.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Feeling positive.
Positive. Longchang added 5 new
Keeping
photos.
your good smile
6 hours.
forever.
Kensington, Pennsylvania.
Feeling blessed.
Feeling
with
blessed
Alexia
with
E.M.
Alexia E.M. Alexia E.M.
Alexia
likes
E.M.
this.
likes this. Okay, that's it.
Good evening. Tonight's heartwarming story.
All this freezing cold might be enough to make you think that climate change, sometimes called global warming, can't be happening. But it might surprise you to hear about one thing that actually suggests warming could be a cause of extreme cold. Why is it so cold if the Earth is warming?
It's cold here right now. It's actually warm everywhere else. And if you look at the averages and you sum up the total Earth, it's still warmer. And you know what? It's warm in the Arctic, though, because that cold air is here.
The cold air he's talking about is a freezing blast from the Arctic. Most years, that icy air is locked near the North Pole, trapped by a boundary of swirling winds called the polar vortex. But this year, an unusually warm one in the Arctic, something happened.
And the press. Hi, folks.
If the course were called The Problem with Blackness, The Problem with being female, would that fly at the university?
I don't think that would fly at the university. Quite frankly, as an ASU student myself, I'm disappointed that my school would offer a course like this. Clearly, we have a lot of work to go as a society in terms of racial tension. But having a class that suggests an entire race is the problem is inappropriate, wrong, and quite frankly, counterproductive. I wonder what students like myself are taking out of this course when they learn all about this negative racial tension into society. There's a lot of negative implications here.
According to reports, using the Report Post feature, users will now have the option to mark a story as false news.
头的部分呢是有埋在水里的状况，而且呢现在水位呢似乎呢是有越来越高的一个情况，因此呢消防队员是赶紧的来启动这个破坏锏，要来破坏这个窗户。您可以看到现场这个我们远。
Moments at Philadelphia International Airport. Here's what we know from authorities. U.S. Airways Flight 1702 was headed to Fort Lauderdale from Philadelphia, and an airline spokesperson tells CNN the tire of the Airbus A320 blew on takeoff. Now, we're getting some conflicting reports here because the Philadelphia airport tweeted out that nose gear of the plane collapsed. We're also...
Good evening, my fellow Americans. I had a simple dream that one day a person with no credible reason to run for public office can and does. At the age of however old I am, I will begin my journey to be your new benevolent leader of City Council. Guantanamo Bay. We're closing that shit. That's gone. We're going to reopen Alcatraz. That's where we're going to put all the terrorists. That's the Jaffe way. Climate change. You know, it seems like the planet is telling us something. It's saying, human beings, we don't like all this nonsense you're getting into. You need to cut that shit out. And it's our job as Americans to say, back the fuck off, climate. We're going to show this environment who's boss. I don't know. I guess some council? The city? Abortion mandatory. Come on. You know, you come up with all these things that you're going to do for the country. And then when it comes time to do it, all you can think about are the bribes you're going to get. I don't know. Oh, that's right. Legalization of bribery. It's ridiculous. How are we supposed to get anything done? So we're going to make bribery legal. What's that? Oh, okay. That's already apparently a thing. That's the Jaffe way. You know, with the recent deaths of the Eric Garner and what's his name? Michael something or other. Who cares? He's dead. We need cameras on our police officers. And then we need that footage so that we can air it on television. That is how we are going to get our country out of the red and into the black again. We are going to air our cops doing Cops Do Best. Everybody already loves Cops. It was a shit show. Now we're going to have it on body cam. It's going to be awesome. Watch it on NBC coming this fall. The war on terror has been a complete failure. Everyone knows it. Al-Qaeda knows it. ISIS knows it. George Bush knows it. Cheney, he's got a little dissonance, but he basically knows it too. We need a new strategy. If we look to Clinton, we'll find it there. That's right. Don't ask, don't tell. Reversed. We're just going to start asking everyone with slightly darker skin whether or not they're a terrorist. It's a really simple solution. And obviously the honesty policy will be in full effect. You know, they're going to tell us, because why would they hide it? You know, if you're a terrorist, you're proud of it. It's like being gay. Do ask, do tell if you're a terrorist. Bald, new national haircut. That's not even a question. This is how we're going, people. This is how we're doing it. Do it to it. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, thanks. Go America. Fuck yeah.
Good evening. Tonight's heartwarming story. A group of children at the local Rothwell Middle School were taken to the Crayola factory, where they were overtook by an array of sights and sounds and smells and colors. That was too much. Fuck me, Cox.
The Senator from Illinois intend to object to my consent.
What I'm asking, frankly, is to try to amend this so it does have some balance. You mentioned one Democratic amendment and at least 5 or 6 Republican amendments to be considered tomorrow.
Well, we just had votes on Democratic amendments that your members had offered and didn't want to agree to have a vote on.
And the record will reflect the spirited debate on those amendments when you wouldn't even give the authors 60 seconds to describe what was in the amendment?
Mr. President, am I correct that the Senator from Illinois is going to object to this consent agreement?
I object.
Objection is heard.
I suggest the absence of a quorum.
The clerk will call the roll.
We're doing vegetables today. Delicious food that nature has given us and that should be cooked with loving care. Vegetables the French way. Absolutely delicious vegetables. They're so good, amazed and delighted. A great big knife is much easier to use than a little knife. Not difficult to do. There just isn't enough demand for it, chef. You don't have to do very much work, chef. Juice dripping and just a little over 1 pound. It's just a mess. Then when they're all cut, you put them into your pot so that you can see how it looks in the French manner. Chicken, sisters. Quite expensive. Turn this chicken around, but it's so tender it cooks very quickly. We're doing vegetables today. So that's all for today on The French Chef. This is Julia Child. Bon appetit.
You have received an email.
And the important thing about this is, where are we going? What kind of changes do we have to plan for?
Call it black money, and the 5 Liberian nationals promised a get-rich scheme. They represented these bundles of paper as real U.S. currency.
What they tell the victim here is that this black currency came from West Africa. Because it's black, it's real U.S. currency that's dyed black.
Can I make a prediction?
That's still censorship.
So they will have reduced distribution in the news feed, but I guarantee that the person who put the thing up could probably pay to bring that distribution back up to work. If you're requiring that regular people reasonably read the article and then decide if it's false or not, how are they going to do that? On Reddit, you're supposed to downvote stuff that doesn't contribute, but people just use it to disagree. You can't trust people to do that.
Just based on what the headline is alone, not even with the content. Exactly, so that's a bit of an issue. But also, it really does bring up a bigger question about whether or not a social networking site, or let's say something like Reddit, has the obligation or the responsibility to be the police of the internet, right? So you have like a big search engine like Google, and of course Google will pull up some websites that have misinformation, but I don't think it's Google's job to decide which, results they should take out of the search, or, the results.
The feeds.
The feeds, exactly, the feeds.
But also, what does it even mean to say the story is untrue? That everything in the story is untrue? That they lay out some facts and then what they say should happen based on those facts is untrue? Or is it that they talk about Keystone XL and then they cite jobs numbers that are often one case but not another?
Yeah.
How untrue does a story have to be marked as untrue?
It might make things better. Like, we don't know. Like, it's important that they experiment with things. Like, if this turns into an ability for the right to drum out stories that are true but they don't like, like about climate change, right? And they'll deem some report about something from the United Nations that trended somehow, because kids love the UN reports, that they'll somehow kill that on the feed. I don't know. Then they'll fix it.
Good evening. Tonight's heartwarming story. Children of Rothwell Middle School were taken to the Crayola factory, where they were overtaken with an array of sights, sounds, smells, and touches. At the end of their visit, they were each given a goodie bag to take home to their parents, much to their chagrin, coating the walls in greens, yellows, blues, every color of the rainbow. A small price to pay for the amount of love they give. Thank you, and good night.
Het herfst. Wat meer wat er lag hier vet. Zo lezen hier met zo wanneer naar beschreven chum. Snare reddish mag echt cab me looking in the fish here with the separate beneath it. Such a net slimes, slice, yes, yeah, right the neck aster for with her. Here's a lawyer with his neck aster book, so then my flower of honor list. Here, I'll sing him around, and view